Welcome back to Popcorn and Beers. We did a little pivot for your butter on top this week. We're moving to the Stranger Things finale as we had limited releases across the United States and Germany. But of course, we've got your drunk classic, Children of Men. Let's go. It is Popcorn and Beers, ladies and gentlemen, where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs. We use the stuff that gets you drunk. I got a little Christmas gift too, Jordan. I got this gift for the show from our good friends Miles and Grace Herbert. Great follow on Instagram. If you like travel channels and just to see what people do all over Europe and Africa, check them out. But they got me that, and then of course they got me this cool thing right here. Check it out,
What is
everyone.
that?
Look at Josh not looking. Josh is such an a-hole.
It's like a handle on it?
Yeah, it's got a little handle on it, and then you pull it out, and it's gotta sit in that. You do a little pour like this. I'm no expert like Josh, but little pour for the boys and girls. Oof. See, I did it wrong already. I already failed. How do you pronounce that beer, Josh?
I can't see the letters. K what?
Kwak. It's a anaconda. The squatch. The quack. Or you could do what is it? With Scorsese's movie that he finally won the Oscar for, The Departed. He's a cop. He's a quack. So we pivoted. we pivoted this week because we had to. We didn't have a choice, and we should have gotten out to you sooner here via our social media channels. So we apologize that this is just coming to you as you start watching this episode. But we pivoted to something that captured the nation. It captured the nation in such a tight chokehold that people stayed up till 2, 3 in the morning to finish this series, Stranger Things. Jordan, because you've been updating the audience on the final season for the last 3 weeks, why don't you go ahead and lead the way about Stranger Things, the finale?
Yeah, it's finally over. I think that this would have benefited from just being a complete release. Just coming out all at one time. Because it just felt like there's a lot of hype for something that's gone on for this long to come to an end. And you're just adding too much more hype for what's next, that you're just leaving so much room for disappointment. But it was fine. It was teary. It was very nostalgic. A lot of just flashing back to them as little kids and, just having fun on set kind of stuff. But hey, there was some cool action sequences. Like the monsters were cool, the visuals were cool. It's just the fact that these are very kind of gawky looking, not tough people. Like I don't care what experiences they've been through. They doesn't pull it off. Natalia Dyer being the I'll stay behind with the machine gun and like
Nance?
running from the giant monster. Nancy, yeah, it's like, come on.
The giant monster. What is our nation's obsession with spiders, right? The original, it ends up turning into a spider. Wild Wild West is a spider. Superman with somebody in it ended up, with Kevin Smith writing it, ended up never getting made because the producer demanded to be a spider. And he's like, there's no spiders in Superman. What is our fixation with giant spiders being the ultimate, spoiler alert, sorry.
It's not that much of a spoiler because anyway, but yeah, 90% of people are just like generally disgusted by spiders, right?
It's cheap.
Yeah, it's easy to get a reaction from people. But the showdown was cool. You get multiple kind of showdowns at different levels. Pretty cool. The Vecna guy, the actor, he was killing it. Right? He's crushing. He's a very strange looking guy. The thing that was like really tripping me out was how they got some Prince tracks to end it. Not 1, but 2, which, R.I.P. Prince, he's rolling in his grave over, I'm sure, because
Sacrilege.
he did not want this. This is clearly his
Estate.
his
Estate.
estate. Yes, his estate. That's doing this because
How
man,
do
they
you know
got
Prince didn't like
when
Stranger Things? Did
they
Stranger
got
Things
He
when
start
never
before
would have
Prince
allowed
died?
that.
yeah
He never would have allowed that, dude. He doesn't.
yeah
He never has supported his stuff in commercials, movies. He doesn't release his music.
It
yeah.
was in Pretty
He
Woman.
didn't even want his
Kiss.
music on. He didn't even want his music on Guitar Hero.
It was in Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman is a good show.
We just watched
Yeah.
a drunk classic with it literally in it. It was in
No, but he
Batman
was-
with
he was-
Michael Keaton and Jack
he was
Nicholson.
working.
Oh,
Well,
he was part of it
did.
though,
Yeah,
and he was in
he-
Batman. Like he made the soundtrack for
He
Batman,
scored
but
it.
like, yeah, he doesn't usually release his stuff.
just saying.
But look, this was cool. It's a great show. It's a show that is very much like a cultural thing now. Like it's just part of entertainment history.
Yeah.
Will it be
It's been
passed
very,
down, do you
very.
think? Do
It's
you
been
think we're gonna
very
pass this on to our kids
impactful.
like a Star Wars, like a Star
Sure.
Trek, things like that?
Nah,
I think
yeah,
so.
whatever.
Sure. I think it's pretty
Okay.
timeless. It's very rewatchable. I think later generations it's gonna take on more life for sure.
Okay.
So I give Stranger Things like, are we rating it just this season, the finale season? I give it. The acting was really bad, and the exposition stuff. I'm gonna give it a popcorn and 1.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
All right.
fine. But like, it's so hard. Like I said before, it's so hard to end a series that's this monumental, kind of. This much of
Yeah.
a spectacle. And the thing with sci-fi series, especially, is just they make the mistake, I guess, of like, oh, we can't give them like the obvious out. Like,
Mhm.
and so they
Yeah.
just pile on, they cram so much heavy sci-fi exposition into shit. And it's like, it just became like a mess towards the end.
It's a jumbled mess. I'm done with the spiders. Hey, stop being so damn lazy. Like, stop it. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Giant spiders. It's enough already. Producers, like, shut up. Enough with you. Go away. Like, enough with the spiders. The second I saw that, I rolled my eyes. I'm not gonna lie to anybody here or anyone listening. I was like, a spider. Like, give me a break. Okay. I know you guys know this is not a spoiler alert. The audience has already seen all of the memes of Holly and Max having literal Dr. Phil sit down while running from Vecna. Like, what are we do? What part of the direction or writing did you guys are like, this is gonna be
Right.
good?
They were running up the hill and running up the hill and
It was not good. I mean, Holly might have turned around and told Vecna, "Catch me outside." In fact, in the finale, she kind of does that. But it was so long and so dumb. Like, guys, in editing, you guys need editors. I'm sorry, Duffer Brothers. Like, everybody needs Scorsese. You guys need editors. I was wrong. Rein these people in, because somebody should have sat down with the Duffer Brothers and been like, yo, this is stupid. Like, they're getting chased by a supernatural being, and they're gonna have a
Yeah, an
heart to
extra
heart.
dimensional being. Yeah.
and their exits are right there, but like, maybe Holly would have made it all the way out if she didn't stop and have that 20-minute conversation with Mad Max before running out, or like Jordan said, running up that hill. There's a lot of silliness. The divorce scene in the news was a little much. Obviously, it's not a real divorce. Nobody freak out. But like, where they're in like the muck room and they're having that stupid sit down, I was just like, oh my God, no one cares about Nancy and Will's brother. Like, no one cares. This relationship is so irrelevant. No one even knew they were still dating at the start of the season, if we're going to be honest. Like, no one even realized they were still together until they announced it with all the Jordan's exposition. So it was just like, seriously, this is what happens when you take so long to release seasons. This is what happens when you build up so much hype. Was it decent? Sure. Was it able to live up to the hype? Absolutely not. I think Jordan is spot on with a popcorn one. Graphics were phenomenal. Netflix poured a ton of money into it. So CGI, fantastic. Graphics, fantastic. Direction and writing, poor. Duffer Brothers, they just get bored, I think. I think it's almost like the Wachowskis. Like, They do such a great thing, and they're like, "Oh, we created this great thing. Let's grow it into a monster, and then vote for president one day." It was just really bad towards the end.
Anytime that action begins to elevate, I would start doing the, oh, they're running up the hill. They're running up the hill.
One of my favorite subreddits is shitty movie details, and they,
Yeah.
there's sarcasm and all this. But one of the things I got pointed out was in Stranger Things, it takes place in the 80s, and one of the characters comes out as gay, and everyone's cool with it for some reason, because it's the 80s, and that's not how it would happen. Yeah, they're all cool with him being gay in the 80s.
Even the grown men born in like the 40s.
Yeah.
Like, no, they're trying to do a nice thing there, and I get it, but there's a lot wrong. There's a lot wrong.
Revisionist.
We've got these supernatural beings that are attracted to sound, and they have this great sense of smell, but they can't find them in the room where nothing else is except for a boombox is playing running up the hill. And I'm just like, this is stupid. They're playing a boombox with music, and these things that found them in a giant 6-story hospital can't find them in a room with a boombox. Again, somebody should have sat down and been like, "Yo, this is stupid." Like, at any
It's
point in
stupid.
time. You want me to fix it, Josh? I'll fix it right here. You know how you keep the music playing? Grab her yellow headphones that became synonymous with her character and plug them into the boombox, so that way you're not playing a song while these things are chasing you in a room. It made that there was a lot here that just made no sense. Popcorn and one for the finale of Stranger Things. Overall, a fun series though. I'm not gonna front like it wasn't fun.
I'm gonna keep skipping it. I'm in the middle of season 2, and I just don't care to watch the rest of it. I just don't care.
And that's a fair thing. It's a fair thing to feel, because you didn't come into it at the advent, so you've gotten all the bad. You didn't get to live through the good without hearing about the bad first.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, I know so. You know what else I know? I know we all watched this week's Drunk Classic. We all watched Children of Men. And Josh was adamant that we needed to see the Oneers. Josh, you, I guess, like this movie more than I do, and it was my Drunk Classic. What did you think of the rewatch of Children of Men?
I'm so glad I rewatched it. I haven't seen it since theaters, I think, with you.
No. This is after our time.
So before our time. All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Sorry, before our time.
interesting. Anyway, yeah, I haven't seen it since theaters. I really like this movie. I love the I know it's like it starts off so slow and so drab, and the whole context of the movie is gray. You know what I mean? So I understand someone not being interested in it, but when it turns up, for me, it turns all the way up. But I was gripped from the very beginning, like the first shot and the audio, and they talk about like the youngest person ever died, and he was 18, and that whole cafe is just like stunned. It reminds you of like when Princess Di died. You know what I mean? Like everyone's just in shock over this event, and
Baby Diego.
Wanker.
yeah. This is a movie that is classic textbook world building movie. They show you every aspect of what the scenario is and the effects of this scenario, and I just loved every bit of it, dude. Every little thing is like the billboards, the advertisements, the cigarettes, like every little tiny detail of this movie is reflective of the theme, and it's just really cool. And then we talk about, I told you guys, be aware of the, I think it's 3, but there's at least 2 oneer shots in there. There's one that I was aware of in the theaters when I first saw it, was at the end when he's like running away and going into the tanks and stuff. That was one of the first times, not the first, but one of the first times that I was aware of a oneer. Back when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, they haven't cut yet. This is incredible." And
you know what's a dead giveaway that a Oneer, Josh?
The
That
blood in the
poor
screen?
dog, the poor Yorkie in her arms that's sliding out of her arms, and the dog's like like this at one point. Like
You're
they
not gonna mess
never
this up for me.
cut.
You're not
Yeah,
gonna
they
mention
never
it for
cut
me.
for her to fix that poor dog. And I was like, yeah, that's how you can tell it's a wonder because the dog's just hanging in her arms.
I'm trying. Yeah. But also, which this time around I noticed it actually way more fantastic was the oneer in the car.
Mhm.
When they're doing the ping pong spitting thing and then like the ambush happens. I don't understand how that happened. I went on YouTube and I looked up someone analyzing how they made this oneer shot. And he had to guess on a few things. I don't really know how they did this. Like when he got out of the car, then back in the car. Like, really, really impressive cinematography. Really great storytelling. Great acting. It is slow. It is drab. But I think this is a beautiful movie. It was a nice look at the near future, which is now. It's next year, and we're not far off
Yeah.
of whatever this is. And it's also a look at like what they do is they put terrible war zone footage stuff in the white neighborhood, basically. Essentially,
Yeah.
that's what this is. But like,
Yeah.
but this like war zone aspect, this is real. I mean, this is real. And this is Palestine, this is Iraq, this is Iran. This is really happening right now. It's been that way for a long time. In many places, it is the end of the world for a lot of people. And I think this is a movie that hopefully brings you to light. Makes you think about the way the world is today. That's the beauty of a sci-fi futuristic film is how it tells you about the present. And I think this is a movie that did that. This is a popcorn and 2 for me.
It even utilizes the thought that rich men, in particular, children of men, will utilize anything they can to come to power, even
Mm.
an infant, even children. So
Mhm.
and they'll destroy anything, even the youngest human left remaining on Earth, for the slightest disrespect, if you will. Jordan, it was the first
Mhm.
time you watched Children of Men. What did you think?
It was the first time I watched it all the way through. I'm trying to think, like, I think I got to about the first time I tried to watch this, I got to about the part where he is driving with the old man. Like, I think when he gets to, like, the old man's house, right?
Michael
Okay,
Caine.
so you didn't get to
Michael
the
Caine.
car scene and the action happens.
Yeah.
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 I was just like, I don't know if I care about this plot. Like, it kind of lost me. So this time through, it's visually it's like everything is it's while like you said it's gray, but it also has so much contrast and just everything catches your eye. Michael Caine is the best part of the movie, I would say, with his
Yeah.
strawberry cough and pull my
Yeah.
finger stuff,
I
right?
love it when he's like at the end, he's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Like
Tell
he's
him,
not saying a word.
yeah, tell him he's a fascist pig. Yeah, yeah. I just can't with the lady with the dreads.
Ugh.
Please
Oh,
God, she just
do you recognize her?
no.
Matilda?
Miss
Oh,
Trenchbull?
is it Mrs. Trunchbull?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Wow, she's got range. Hippie white lady with dreads,
Yeah,
British
yeah,
lady.
yeah. With the prayers and then
The
the
healer.
mysticism bullshit.
Yeah.
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 Half the time I don't know what Key is saying. Like I just mean like no offense, but like
Yeah, some English accents are wacko.
it was hard to tell. Um it was fine. It felt like it dragged a little bit long, and the movie's not that
Really?
long.
Hour and
Yeah, I
40.
think what's hour and 40. Yeah, and I was just like, wow, this is still going. Maybe it's kind of depressing. It's kind of a bummer. Um,
This is the real world. You're living
yeah,
through it right now, like Josh
Yeah.
said. Like the elitists now are making it so only they have power over things. And you kind of see that when he goes and gets the passes, right? The boat passes or the city passes or whatever. And he goes, how do you keep living like this? And he's, to be honest, I don't think about it. And I was like, Jesus, like, and that's how they really feel. Like, it doesn't impact
Yeah.
me. I'm still rich.
And he was dummy rich. I don't know if you guys were aware of that painting in his dinner, his what dining room. That was Guernica by Picasso. That's like tens of millions of dollars.
what was his son or whoever that was doing with the little?
That was so funny. The way he
Thing.
yells at him.
Yeah.
Tunes out.
Take your
Well,
piss.
yeah, he was doing that. He was doing some Angry Birds bullshit.
But this was cool. Like, it was, again, like, I appreciated it. I understood it, but I was just like, yeah, it's a little slow. But I'm gonna give it it's a popcorn and 2 movie for sure.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I gave it a popcorn and 2 as well. The scene with Julianne Moore, though she has about 2 hours to duck underneath the windshield, is
Yeah.
still like, holy shit. It still
Yeah.
hits you. Like, they
They
kill
got
off a
her.
main character. It's Drew Barrymore dying in Scream, right?
Yeah.
Like, they kill off a main character like super fast. And that was interesting. I also thought, I bet in real life, a stoned Michael Caine could tell some stories. What do you guys think?
Big time. Big time.
Yeah, just watching him get stoned, and I'm just like, I bet like that guy would be really fun to listen to while he was high. um, the he was planning suicide was really sad when they all showed up. Like, he was planning to kill himself and his wife anyway when they all got, and their dog. He didn't say that dog was dead, did he? So we won't mark it down for that.
Yeah, the dog did die, but it was mercy.
Yeah.
It doesn't count as a point off.
So he wouldn't be by himself. The Yorkie never dies in her arms, if you're wondering. She's just throwing that poor dog around, though, through the whole scene. That dog is hanging on for dear life. But she symbolizes a lot. Like, be careful who you look down on. Be careful what you think of people. Right?
Mhm.
She is the whole don't judge all books by its covers trope, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she's grungy, dirty, no teeth, and like the kindest person. Like, she was ride or die for real.
Yeah.
Because oh boy, like, her friend gets murdered right in front of her, and she still is like, I'm going to help you. And at the
Yeah.
end, Clive's like, yo, get in here with us. And she's like, no, I'm only doing it to help you guys. Like, that's the only reason I'm doing this. So
Yeah.
it is that thing. Like, the British soldiers didn't do that, did they? The whatever, however you want to view it, whether it be a terrorist group or guerrilla warfare group, they didn't help them. They were trying to use the baby for personal gain as well. They were just as
Yeah.
bad as the British soldiers in that. The propaganda arm was alive and well here while he's riding the train, and they're throwing propaganda scenes about how bad the world is except for England. It's really insane. Obviously, the scene, the oneer in the Jeep, really is what catches you. It's like that movie that Jordan and I like, and I always forget the damn name of it. Doomsday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It might
it's
be,
kind of like that as they're all coming down the hills at them with like on freaking
Mhm.
crotch rockets and dirt bikes, and they've got baseball bats and Molotov. That's what it reminded me of, as
Yeah.
a scene out of Doomsday as they're just coming at them from all sides. The setup angles. There's so many things that go through your head in this film, to include like, would we be able to work through this? Because I know Japan is a country in real life that's getting hit hard with falling birth rates, and you start to wonder, like, is this a thing? And they even mention, could it be the radiation? And you know what they're talking about there, right? There was a big fear in the early 2000s.
Mm.
Do you know what it is?
No.
In your pocket.
Uh,
They're worried about these in your pocket, and the laptops on your lap all the time could contribute to, but they don't do it with men. It was women were no longer able to carry babies in this one. So it's a very interesting concept to think about. Like you said, there's so many details here, though. You probably need to watch it a couple times and even like pause it and discuss. Let's watch 20 minutes,
Yeah.
pause and discuss. What did you see? What did you see? So you can get every perspective of what's happening. What you hear in this movie.
That's something that's really beautiful, and it's not always shined on. Guillermo del Toro does that. A lot of directors, a lot of movies do this, where even if the movie's not great, if you just watch what the details are, it's really something special.
Yeah. So popcorn and 2 across the board for Children of Men, this week's drunk classic. Popcorn and 1 from Jordan and I for this week's Butter on Top Stranger Things finale. Let's get to what we were watching. I'm going to knock out a couple right away because apparently I'm the only addict. Hi, my name's Fry, and I'm addicted to content. I watched a film on Hulu coming to us from Norway. So I start out watching the dubbed version, And then I was like, I bet I'm missing quite a bit. So I switched over to the subtitle version from Norway, and I'm sure I was going to miss a bunch in the dub version. So I read the subtitles.
I'm proud of you.
It was just the way they were talking. I was like, you know, when you're like watching a movie that's dubbed, you're like, I'm sure that's not what they said.
Yeah. No, there's no way.
So switch over, and I'm just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna talk a few things. This movie is littered with slut shaming, body dysmorphia. It's a take on Cinderella that you've never seen before, nor will you ever see again. No pun intended with the nor, as it was made in Norway.
Nah.
Really quick. With many scenes filled with grotesque imagery and intense audio meant to send the audience into a state of stomach-churning shock, the movie succeeds in its goal to horrify its audience in a way that the director isn't utilizing slasher or horror to get a jump from the audience, but using sickening images and horrifying sounds. It gets you. Like, it's almost like Jordan on The Substance. And I think, Josh, did you ever watch The Substance? No. So it's Jordan. It's almost like The Substance when Dennis Quaid is chewing the crab, and it's just disgusting as you see it flopping in.
Like ASMR.
No. Lord of the Rings when he's eating the tomato.
It is so much of that in this. I don't want to spoil too much, but I will tell you there's a nose job scene. And remember, this takes place in Victorian times. Okay. So there's a nose job scene where he uses a literal chisel and a hammer.
I want this review to be over.
Sorry, John. There's so much more corrective surgery that occurs throughout the film in order for this person to make themselves beautiful enough to be picked by a prince. And it is the perspective of that ugly sister as she's going through what she's going through and still cannot defeat Cinderella. But there's sexual content that's insane within this too. Just the images you see. Then they're using a horse to symbolize what's about to happen, and you've got the horses like ASMR in the background, like and you see the horse's head, and it's so much, and it's so grungy and so dirty, and even the stepmother, the wicked stepmother, like her character is so vile in her pursuit for wealth that it will throw you. So in The Ugly Sister, I'm gonna give this one a popcorn and 2. It had a goal. It achieved its goal. It wanted you to squirm. It wanted you to look away, and it wanted you to feel sympathy pain. And it got every single one of those things from its audience. So that is available for you on Hulu. And I watched another thing on Hulu that I guess I was in a masochistic mood because I watched the movie Together, starring Dave Franco and Allison Brie. And this is another one where Jordan was like, it's borderline unwatchable at times. And I think he was referring to a sex scene that takes place because that scene was very hard to watch. Yeah. The sex scene was rough. That was definitely a scene where I had to like look away a couple times. I couldn't keep my eyes focused. I was just like, oof, with a lot of it. Another film that is really using grotesque imagery to send the audience. And at times it succeeds, and at other times you're just kind of like, why? I want to highlight 2 scenes within this review, and we'll just give you a brief overview. This is a film about a struggling couple that comes from the city to try to, her character thinks it's going to get their relationship on track. He's trying to support his girlfriend, and they're doing all kinds of things that a broken couple tries to do to fix things that still loves each other. So they're going on hikes and things like that. And the story progresses from there. There's a bathroom scene with Dave Franco that is so intense as we get the first remnants of they need to be together due to what has occurred. And it's literally him grinding his face into the shower tiles on the bathroom shower as she pulls away because the magnetic pull between the two of them is what it is. That scene was really rough. It's almost like if you were to take sandpaper and grind your forehead and nose with sandpaper is the best way to describe that scene. The scene where they're in separate rooms and Allison Brie is levitating off the ground from the pool of the magnetism is so interesting. And it's a cult flick, right? At the end of the day, but it is an interesting walk down a road of, all right, what would you do? Would you end up killing yourself to end it? Is your love strong enough for you to be together? Would you fight it? And you saw the effects, and the movie does not mince. If you fight the transition, what happens? The movie
Yeah.
shows you exactly what's going to occur if you fight this transition. And do you want to live like that? So it's very interesting storytelling. There's a lot to ponder there, but overall, was it executed successfully? Not as successfully as The Ugly Sister. I think it's going to be a popcorn for me for Together, but it's interesting. That's what I'll say. Like, it's an interesting concept. It's new. It's different, and that's what we want from film. All right, we don't want to get sued over IP any longer. Josh, what were you watching?
Something that's relatively new, probably didn't make it to your theater. It's called Sarah's Oil. This is another movie from the Kingdom Story Company. You might know them as the one that made the Kurt Warner film with Zachary Levi, the guy that you cannot see. Also Jesus Revolution with Fraser Crane, and best Christmas pageant ever. So this is a theater company that makes Christian movies. Okay. So this is a historical film about actually just the next town over for me. It takes place like in my area where I'm from, in Oklahoma, and it's a true story about a little lady named Sarah who, through some government grant, got a bunch of land, and it happened to have oil on it, and all these people tried to steal her oil, but through this and that, and civil rights and lawyers and people, she got the land, and she became I think the first Black millionaire in America or in the world, whatever, I don't know. Really cool story. Not there's not a lot of meat on the bone of the story, so they invented a character named, who cares what his name is, but Zachary Levi plays that character, and he's the plucky guy that helps Sarah keep her oil. And it's very clear that he's made up. Everyone else seems like a real person, but it's like, oh yeah, he's like the guy who's like, oh yeah, I'll help you, sweetheart, and she ends up saving his soul for God, and whatever. It's charming. It's a charming movie. It's cool to get the history lesson, especially since it's in my backyard. And it's another one of those movies. I think it's the same time period as what's the Flower Moon? Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon and Osage.
And I think it's pretty much the exact same story, time period, everything, where these natives got a land grant, oil was discovered, they got swindled out of it. It's pretty much the same thing, except this is a nice feel-good story about how Sarah kept her land and ended up selling it to I don't know, Henry Ford or somebody, and she's rich, and a happy fun time, good story. And it wasn't that bad of a film. I give it a popcorn and one, I suppose. It's clearly amateur writing, amateur cinematography. Everything is definitely like this is a B company that made this movie, but who cares? It's all right. Popcorn and one. Sarah's Oil.
So I got another popcorn and two from director Alex Garland. You know him from Civil War, Annihilation, okay? Warfare. Jordan and I watched Warfare. So this guy clearly has a message he wants to send to people watching.
What is it good for? All right.
So this time, Jordan, it's about AI and how AI might be, and they go over this. I should have taken notes on the concept, but this concept that exists within the creation of AI, that it's a test. It's some type of test that you have to do, which is essentially the robot or the AI creator passes this test if the person providing the test or the test subject is unable to differentiate between whether or not this is a human or AI as he's talking to it. And it asks so many interesting questions. Like at one point, he goes, the character that is doing the test, he asks a question. He goes, sorry, his name is Caleb. played by Domhnall Gleeson. You know this guy. He's a redheaded British guy, Domhnall Gleeson. But he asked the question. He goes, "Why did you make it sexual?" And he goes, "What do you mean I made it sexual?" He's like, Oscar Isaac, and who crushes it? Oscar Isaac is great in this, by the way. Just
all the time.
kills this role, like kills the role of like the douchebag tech billionaire programmer that doesn't give a damn about anything but progress. He's basically Tony Stark's dark side, like, like in this. Like, I don't care. I'm going to do anything I'll sacrifice anything. I'll do anything to get to where I want to go. But anyway, he goes, "Why did you sexualize it?" He goes, "What do you mean sexualize it? You mean make it a woman?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You could have made it a cube." And he goes, "Yeah, but who the hell wants to talk to a cube? What other cube wants to talk to a cube?" He's like, "You want to talk to a person." And he's like, "You want to talk to men like you, men like me. We want to talk to beautiful women. So why would I not make it a beautiful woman, someone that you would want to talk to, that you'd want to be fooled by?" And they have a long dialogue about pros and cons of this. And Oscar Isaac makes so many good points, and that is terrifying, by the way, that he's able to make so many like clear points on why he's doing what he's doing,
Yeah.
and so applies so much logic to the points he's making that you're like, even as an audience member that knows like, oh, I'm watching someone do something wrong, you're like, I get it. Like literally,
Right.
like it's so convincing. So in a world that you cannot differentiate literally what is human, what is not human by the way these robots are treated on an island that only consists of the robots, you, and a creator, and maybe other humans, who knows? You have to watch the film to find out. You are taken down a road of confusion. You're taken down a road of thought-provoking technology that begs the question, like, would the world be better off with this existing, or would it be worse off? Will we ever enter a point where we cannot differentiate whether or not we're talking to a human or a robot? Will we get there? And I found it fascinating. Again, I'm going to give this movie a popcorn and two. There are so many scenes that, like I said, just through sheer logic are terrifying. What makes a human a human? The way that the question is asked and the way that they dissect that question is something that I think all of us should really sit down, think about. And how far can we take AI? How do we make it mimic human emotion? How do we make it mimic human thought, human action during conversation? And how close are we? So popcorn
Cool.
and tube for Ex Machina. Jordan, what were you watching?
I got to watch a newer flick that's on a lot of I think it's on like some award lists and whatnot, or just like top movies of the year. I watched Eternity, okay, with Elizabeth Olsen and Miles Teller. And who is the handsome guy in it? The handsome guy is Callum Turner, right? I believe he is
Who is the
from
handsome guy?
the handsome
The
guy.
handsome guy.
Callum Turner is from The Boys in the Boat. I guess he's in all of the Fantastic Beasts movies. Yeah, I thought he was in something more prominent. But anyways, this movie, it poses the question, and it's a good question, right? Eternity, right? The afterlife is a real place. And you go to like a limbo, right? You die, you end up in this limbo like state, and you have to decide what form of eternity do you want to take on. Do you want to go to Christian eternity? Do you want to go to the Hindu eternity? Do you want to go to a various hilarious eternities, like Smoking Land, where you can't die twice, Cowboy Land, Man Free Eternity, there are no men allowed, right? But it is at capacity, so yeah, they do a really good job playing around with this, all these different eternities, and basically it's people who don't want to head into eternity. They want to like stay. You can get a job where they just um they like pitch these eternities to people that come into limbo, like they're giving out
Yeah.
brochures and whatnot.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a trip. It's a
Give me
really cool
pros and
concept.
cons list, marketing them.
Yeah, it's a cool concept for a film for sure. But the rub that comes in is basically Elizabeth Olsen's character got married very young, to a man who's in the military, married for like a year, right? And he dies in the Korean War. Okay. And then she goes on a couple years later,
Oh, wow. So
marries
this takes
another
place in
man,
like the
Miles Teller.
50s.
Yeah. Miles Teller, she stays married to him for 65 years, right? Has children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, and they both die, right? And surprise, surprise, here comes her first husband who says he waited for her in limbo for 65 years, right?
Oh no.
And he's handsome and he's perfect and heroic and all these things. And Miles Teller's kind of like this like schlub, right? Um, so yeah, and then she basically has to decide, right, who she wants to go with.
That's
And
tough.
her character, while she's like, it's Elizabeth Olsen, so it's just like she's very darling and like you try not to be angry with her because it's such a hard choice, but
Mhm.
just her character is like, she kind of sucks. She kind of sucks. It's like,
Mm.
oh, come on. Um, Divine Joy, Oscar winner. Divine Joy is in this, and she's fantastic. Um, it's just an interesting plot, and it's worth a watch. It's a little bit of a bummer. It's a kind of a tearjerker, but it's funny. It's really funny throughout. I gave Eternity a popcorn in 2. Go check it out. Yeah.
Okay. I was literally trying to look at where I could see that. It's not playing anywhere but in like an art theater in Mannheim, which is 67 kilometers away. So unfortunately, I'm probably not going to make it to see that until it's out on
What is that?
streaming.
30 miles?
But Mannheim kind of sucks to drive in, dude. Like if you've ever if you've ever been, it's like driving in San Francisco. Like I don't know if I want to do that to go to the movie theater. Um I watched a couple
Yeah, I feel you.
Marvel films here. I watched Black Panther. And remember when I said I think Civil War might be the best movie in the Marvel series? Black Panther said, "Hold my beer." I
Black
forgot how
Panther
good Black Panther
that
was.
contends, dude. Black Panther contends hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Ryan Coogler is good. Like Ryan Coogler that guy is good at what he does. He knows what he's doing. This movie, I mean, and it makes you miss Chadwick Boseman as like Letitia Wright, respectable, sure, but I miss Chadwick as Black Panther. Like he was so good playing that character, bringing a favorite character to life, and now we don't get to see that progress ever again, and that really sucks because the path that Disney's
Yeah.
chose to take with this character, I'm sad about it. I really am. Like I get it. I'm all for progress, but it just kind of sucks because we got forced into progress and it wasn't eased upon us. You know, uh, Chadwick Boseman is phenomenal in this. This movie has so many themes, but the one that I'll never forget is the theme that makes Michael B. Jordan an super intelligent MIT graduate, Navy SEAL, war hero that had Josh. The first comment he made after this movie was he texted us and said, Michael B. Jordan got me wanting to get down and do push ups.
No.
Yeah, he looks great in this. His story is heartbreaking, and his story is the story of so many, obviously remove like the rich royal blood, but it's the story of so many whose father wanted to be around but is taken too soon, not at his own choice, creating an environment that breeds someone that will stop at nothing to get what they feel they are entitled to as far as revenge is concerned. This movie walks a fine line so beautifully of what happens when you let society, and are you complicit to the fall of society if you have the ability to stop some of what ails society yet you do not provide it, or will society seep into your culture and poison it? So
Mm.
with all of those things considered within this film, the CGI is phenomenal. The graphics are amazing. The tech gadgets are so cool. Like being able to drive a car remote from like a different location was super cool. The suit absorbing kinetic energy and able to like pulsate out was cool. The freaking rhinoceroses, the heavy set unicorns in battle, the way that they portrayed the gorilla tribe from the mountaintop. This movie's got it all. It's a popcorn and 3. Black Panther is a
3.
popcorn and 3 film. It cannot be denied, even if you're a hater. It's a great movie. So
All
popcorn
the
and
way
3.
down.
Yeah.
all the way
And then
down
how
to the
about
soundtrack.
Yeah.
yeah, this is the soundtrack written specifically for it. Like when it ends with what is it, her, Jordan, and Kendrick Lamar? Or is it who is it?
SZA.
SZA, thank you. And Kendrick Lamar. Oh my God, it's so good, and it ends perfectly. So the
Mhm.
whole film is great. Anyway, we got to Spider-Man: Homecoming, easily the best introduction we have ever had to Spider-Man in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Marissa Tomei melts my heart. That's all I'm gonna say. I love Marissa Tomei. Like, every time I see her on screen, she is fantastic. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. making appearances throughout this film is amazing as well. It's such a good movie, and it is the Peter Parker we all really want. Teenage Peter Parker, filled with teenage angst, filled with the want, need, urge to prove himself to everybody else that he is good enough, that he's more than just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, yet being informed that just being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is good enough. This story is fantastic as well, all the way down to Michael Keaton's Vulture. By the way,
Yeah.
I'm not
Great.
sure if you guys noticed this, but in this movie, the first time that Michael Keaton appears with Tom Holland, he shoots off into the moon, okay? And then in the moon, guess what symbol you see by the Vulture? The Batman symbol. It's clear as day. Then I was like, oh, they got us. But you
That's
gotta like
cool.
catch it. Like you gotta see it. And I saw it. I was like, was that the Batman symbol that they did with the vulture wings and Michael Keaton in his suit? Yep. And it's like in the mirror. Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh man, that's really cool. And I'm sure they have to do it like that. So DC's not like, hey, IP.
Mhm.
But it's a super cool homage to the last time that Michael Keaton was in a superhero movie, right? Was he was
Yeah.
Batman. So you get that, and he makes that shape with the vulture, and then of course we get the scenes of awkwardness, and it's such a necessary scene because so many people don't realize Spider-Man cannot fly, and the scene I'm speaking of is when he
Yeah.
accidentally lands on the golf course, and there's nothing for him to grapple onto,
Yeah.
so he's got to sprint across the golf course to keep
Yeah.
up, and I was like, you know what? I love the way they did that because that's a super necessary scene for audiences to realize, like, yo, there's a reason why he has to exist in certain environments.
Yeah.
If
He
there's
needs
nothing
to
for him to
have.
grapple, yeah,
He needs
it's
Manhattan, just like
it's
Batman kind of needs Gotham. Like it's cool to highlight that.
yeah. I thought it was perfect, and it was a great way to do it. We're also introduced to all the characters, to include Zendaya's MJ in that Spider-Man universe, even a certain Spider-Man's uncle. Do you guys know who I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So who
Mr.
knows?
Glover.
Yeah, it's gonna happen at some point. So popcorn in 2 for Spider-Man: Homecoming, very near popcorn in 3. Kind of like that Fantastic Four. I was like, what else can they have done? Like they did exactly what they kind of had to do to
Yeah.
show us the Spider-Man we wanted. Josh, what else were you watching?
Watched one on Prime called The Mighty Nein, as in the German nine. Nine, nine, nine. It's like a little play on words. So this is a cartoon show. It's pretty well animated. It's no Blue Eye Samurai, but it's pretty good. So the premise of the show is Dungeons and Dragons based. There was a show previously, I think it's maybe still ongoing. I don't know. It's had multiple seasons called Critical Role. You might not have heard of it. It's a show where people get together and play Dungeons and Dragons they're on film playing Dungeons and Dragons. And
No,
in
I've never
this
seen this or
show,
heard of this.
this show is a cartoon based on the campaign that they played on Critical Role. So all the actors or people that played this Dungeons and Dragons campaign came back to voice their character on this cartoon. So it's a pretty cool idea. And it's like a dream come true for someone who plays Dungeons and Dragons. Like, oh, we had such a good time playing Dungeons and Dragons, they should animate it. And they did. And it's really well done. It's got really, really cool, fun, clever fight scenes, magic everywhere. It's a little corny, but it's like Dungeons and Dragons kind of humor where it's a little bit raunchy and like silly kind of sexual humor. Like they do a lot of like entendres and stuff, and it's sometimes it's like okay, but like if you're in high school, you'll love this shit. Really cool Dungeons and Dragons stuff. There's like elves and magic and dwarves and monks and wizards and little goblin guy. His name is Not the Brave. He, yeah. It's really cool. So if you like Dungeons and Dragons crap, this is good crap. I give it popcorn 1. Good stuff.
Before you leave, Man versus Baby, quick.
Let's just skip it. It's fine. Yeah, I gotta go. Love you guys. Bye.
All right,
Love
see
you.
ya.
Bye. So, watch Train Dreams on Netflix. And Jordan, this is a classic day ruiner. It stars Joel Edgerton, and he's playing a character named Robert Grainer. And it's literally like it's a story of a life that's lived and almost a life that's less lived. It talks at the end about how this character never used a phone in his life, never lived in the city in his life. He built a cabin. It's got a terribly sad scene that takes place with a forest fire around their cabin, and it's almost like, how does he pursue, how does he keep going? A shock in this movie was William H. Macy's character, as he's just showing off some really cool acting chops in really short short windows to get his words in, to get his acting in. And he does a fantastic job, but it was one that was sitting on my Netflix for a while. And I was kind of like, do I want to watch this? Do I want to watch this? And I knew it was going to be sad, but eventually my interest got piqued enough to where I played it. It's a good movie. It's definitely a popcorn and two movie, but it is sad and it's thought provoking in ways that make you think, am I wasting this life? Am I doing enough in this life, or am I living it exactly how it should be lived? Is this exactly what my path should be through this world? Edgerton does a fantastic job portraying this mild mannered man that was really just a handyman, and he comes up on things like he ends up being a taxi driver with horses. He gets 2 horses and a cart and ends up taxiing people around his town. They get off a train and lives out his days to where he gets to see the world in the 60s, but he lives through, building railroads over gorges, to seeing steel railroads get built outside of not being laid down by men. He sees the atrocities of racism occur throughout his work. He sees, beautiful non-light polluted towns and cities, and it goes through all of these different things, and it's interesting, but it's so like melancholy that it pulls you out of the day you're having, so you got to be prepared with a comedy to watch after that. So again, we're gonna give it Train Dreams a popcorn and two, but beware, watcher beware. It is tough. Jordan, what was next for you?
Yeah, I watched Untamed on Netflix, which is something that you have reviewed already, starring Eric Bana and Sam guy from Jurassic Park, Sam something. And this was didn't really want to watch this.
Okay.
Like I was like, yeah, cool. It takes place in Yosemite and all that. I've been to Yosemite. It's awesome.
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill, thank you. I was like, yeah, Yosemite's awesome. It's a great backdrop for a show, I guess. But I don't know, something about it. Eric Bana's not really a draw for me. Um,
Yeah.
so
He's kind of dry.
yeah, I was just like, there's just nothing that really jumped out to this.
Mhm.
About this to me. And then your review, I think you were kind of like, this was kind of lackluster, right? From what I remember, you were like, meh, it was a little disappointing.
It carries the storyline as well as it can, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. Like, it has some
sure.
interesting things to it, like the hippie colony in the middle of you. Like, that was interesting to me. I was like, I wonder if people actually do this, you know?
Right. Yeah. But having watch as I was watching it, I got really hooked on it.
Mhm.
Honestly, like I thought there was good tension and enough was happening to really just keep it going. Why is the partner always named Vasquez, right? And everything now. It's like that Key and Peele sketch where he's like, yeah, but so and Vasquez never would have did that. And he's like talking about this mythical partner that the person has.
It's a fun name to say, probably. That's probably what it
Yeah,
is. It's just fun to say.
yeah. Um, this it seemed like it dragged for sure. It was like one episode too long. They add a whole element with Sam Neill's character. Like it's a bummer of a show. It's like true crimey and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
but it's just
I think it's a
it's
little bit
already.
better than some of the generic true crime stuff, though. With the places it takes you, the cave scene was tension filled. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
got tension from that.
dude, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like, yeah, there is some cool action, tense
Hmm.
cat and mouse kind of stuff in there
Yeah.
for sure. But just the conclusion
Well, I
that
guess
you
there's
get
two cave
to.
scenes. I was
Yeah.
thinking about when she's trapped and the water's starting to fill up,
Oh, yeah.
and you're talking about the shootout in the cave. It just
Yeah.
occurred to me.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the conclusion that they drag you to with Sam Neill, about the girl that's the whole set off of this entire journey, was just like, okay, this is too much now. It felt like too much, right?
Yeah.
So Untamed, cool show. I would tell people to watch it who are into this sort of thing. It's a popcorn and one.
It hits you again over the head with churches are evil. Like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
it hits you with that pretty hard. I got two more, and I'm just gonna rattle these off really quick. I watch It's All Her Fault on Peacock. So this show was recommended to me, and I kind of like I pushed it off, kind of like you did with Untamed, and I finally I had some time on my hands. I wanted to have a nice relaxing day. It didn't turn out that way because we got like a pretty bad snowstorm. So we had to in the break in the snowstorm, rush to the grocery store just in case it was just as bad today. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna watch It's All Her Fault, and I was not disappointed. This has Sarah Snook from Succession, and you know her as what was her name in Succession? Siobhan in Succession, Shiv, and she's the redhead Australian actress, and she's fantastic in that. So I was like, you know what? She's really good, and she crushes it in this role. Probably the best actor. And then of course Jake Lacey, who you know as Plop from The Office or White Lotus, the rich guy that's married to what's her face, and then it's got Dakota Fanning as well. And this is a mystery built around who kidnapped this person's child, and it's got a lot of interesting thoughts in it. And just when you think that there are no more twists, we get another M. Night Shyamalan, the what a twist in this show at the very end. So it keeps you engaged for all 8 episodes. Jordan, I think you would say it drags a little bit because it does have portions where it's like, okay, come on, like move it along, but then it thrusts something new at you. And it is really a dialogue on what drives somebody, what drives somebody to be needed. How badly does somebody need to be needed? And why does that emotion exist within some people? I'm going to give All Her Fault a popcorn and one, but it's definitely a series that you will binge all the way through, all 8 episodes if you have Peacock. Next thing I watched was Tomb Raider Season 2. It was animated. I had to keep it going. This we get Laura Croft joined by Ishi, and it's all about this tribe that has worships these gods, and these gods happen to be real, and what makes them real is the power of their mask. And lo and behold, there's an evil Tomb Raider that's out to get all these masks for all the wrong reasons, and Laura Croft is out to stop her. This was nowhere near as good as season 1 was. This season felt a little forced. It felt like they were trying to do a little too much. While the animation is still beautiful, give us Blue-Eyed Samurai Season 2 and stop throwing this stuff at us. This one was a popcorn. Jordan, what was your final review?
The final thing I watched was a bit of a classic killer.
Classic killer.
It was Cheaper by the Dozen. Not the old original one, right? The one with Steve Martin that came out in 2003. We had
Hilary
Steve
Duff.
Martin and Hilary Duff and Bonnie Hunt. Apparently, I don't really.
She
you've
plays the
seen
mom.
her? She's the
She plays the
mom,
mom.
right? She's the mom in she's from Jumanji with Robin Williams, right?
Yep.
This movie was I remember liking this movie so much. Like when I was a kid, when I was younger, this was in my DVD player like at nighttime for a while,
Okay.
right? As the movie just like throw on, fall asleep
You
to.
also got Piper Perabo, so you were at that age.
Yeah, Coyote Ugly Girl.
Coyote
I
Ugly.
loved her. I loved her, man. Um, this is Steve Martin like at his best. Like this is Steve Martin. Um, he's just so silly. He plays his role like everything he does is hilarious. Like
Yeah.
he's just like the best perfect dad in this.
It is hard
Um,
to buy him as a football coach, though.
yeah, oh yeah. Ashton Kutcher is hilarious in this as the
Hands off the LeBaron.
yeah, they just messed with him and he just full himself. He plays his character so well, this jerk kind
Yeah.
of guy. Hillary Duff's character though is so annoying. Like it's that thing where a character clearly has like a thing that sets them apart and they just hammer it
Yeah.
over and over. Like she's the princess, she's the whatever, and it's like, oh my god, we get it. Okay, shut up.
This is the
Like,
middle of her ascent. This is when she's like climbing to the top of the mountain with Lizzie McGuire, the Lizzie
is
McGuire
it?
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, she delivers her lines very Lizzie McGuire-esque, right? They don't really make a big distinction there.
Okay.
The ancillary characters are hilarious, right? Just the different characters that the kids encounter. You get Regis and Kelly, like a throwback Regis and Kelly Ripa
Throwback.
on here, and you can tell that that they can't stand each other. Like even them acting in a movie about their TV show, you can tell they cannot stand each other. Their body
Yeah.
language is so strong. Um,
They were just waiting for Regis to retire, man. That's what they
yeah,
were waiting for when they got Kelly Ripa in there.
I laughed throughout this like a lot. Like
Still.
I had a guest over and them and my wife were just chatting it up and I'm just like laughing at the TV. I cannot take my eyes off of it cuz I'm cracking up at the
Yeah.
TV. I love this movie. I want to watch it more. I don't know why. Like it's been so long since I watched this. I was actually surprised. But I was like, wow, this is so good. Um it's
It's also got
it's
Tom Welling, Superman.
yeah, it's goofy. I give it like a high popcorn in one rating.
Okay. And
Yeah.
rewatchable rating, popcorn and
Y-
3, it
y-
seems.
y- yeah, for sure.
All right. So Josh is going to now give us his drunk classic as he is owed.
Speaking of Eric Bana, we're gonna watch the incredible. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch a little historical drama, a little bit intense. I don't know if it's the best, but it's pretty good. It's a thinker. It's a heartfelt. Based on a true story. Spielberg. Have you guessed it yet? No. Okay. Munich.
Munich. That's a great
Ooh,
movie.
I've wanted to
Eric
watch
Bana.
this for a long time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's about some murdering of some Nazis, and that's what we like around here.
Josh has already given us his drunk classic today, so it is up to us to feed you, deliver you the butter on top. And it is going to be a dry week unless you like Oscar bait. So we've got If I Had Legs, I Would Kick You should be in theaters this week. I know I'm going to see that, but I think the one that's going to draw a majority of the people to the movie theaters this week is going to be corny horror movie, something that I would not watch if I wasn't
Boy.
forced to, but I love you guys so much. I think we have to go to the movie theater and watch Primate.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. We can do that.
It's the only thing there. It's only an hour and 30 minutes.
Okay. Fine.
I'm going to see If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. That's what I'm going to see this week as well. So again, everybody's welcome to join me. I hope to see you there. You get the popcorn, we got the beer, and as always, we will see you at the movies.